Hey guys, welcome back to the Quick Shifts channel. My name is Jason, and today we've got a treat. Our friends over at Dowinx sent us a racing chair to assemble and to try out and review for you guys. So some of you might have seen the AK racing chair that I put together and did a review on. I'll put a link up here and down in the description for you guys. Go ahead and check that out. But they sent us what appears to be a SKU number 6689 black chair for us to test out. And we'll go ahead and put this together and take a look at it. Alright, so like the other chair, I'm guessing there's some assembly required here. So let's go ahead and cut this open and see what we got inside. Alright, so I've got a nice little pillow here. Guessing that's the head pillow. Looks like the top portion of the seat. Now, for those of you who are wondering, I did do a quick check on their website, and it does look like these chairs range from $200 to $250. They do have a New Year special going on right now, I do believe still. But this is really nice looking. I do like this red inlay in here, the checkering pattern. So far, this looks pretty nice. Nice sturdy construction, similar to that of the AC racing chair. So for now, we'll set that up over there. Looks like another pillow here. This will be the lower back support, some cords, and there's a USB plug here. Wonder what that's for. Looks like one of the armrests. Instruction book. We'll take a look at that. This looks to be the base. This looks to be made of some sort of polycarbonate, and this looks to be the leg rest that they have in there. This looks to be the seat of the chair. It's got the red stitching in here, metal hardware for the supports. Looks like a seat adjustment latch. Let's see what we got wrapped in here. Looks like it's the other armrest. Now this is polycarbonate, formed plastic of sorts. And then this does have a nice little pad on here. Again with the red stitching on it. And here's that bottom plate. A nice metal piece, an adjuster spring on there. And I'm sure this is a box full of hardware for putting everything together. So again, we get some tools, some bolts, some washers, and the casters with wheels. And the covers that will inevitably go on the side once we've got the hardware mounted up and installed. So let's go ahead and clean up my mess here a little bit. I'm going to take a quick read through on the instructions and then we'll start putting this together. Alright, so we've gone over the instructions. They are short and sweet. This is pretty basic, straightforward installation, much like the other chair, if you guys caught that. Grab the base and start with the casters. So you take the casters and it says to firmly put them in. We do click down. You want to make sure they're all the way down. So next we're going to go ahead and install the cylinder and the cylinder cover. And here's our cylinder. This just drops down in. The cover drops down over top. So now we're going to slide this on over out of the way. And for the seat, we're going to go ahead and be taking off these bolts on the bottom to place this plate back on there. Little toolkit here and get the Allen wrenches out. Now a little bit of history on these guys. They've been in the business for 15 years and all they make are gaming chairs. This is their specialty. We'll take the seat adjuster, tilt adjust, and you place it on. And I've got the brackets to the back. So this handle, you actually want it off to this side, and with that we put the bolts back in. And there's even a label on here, it says front and with an arrow pointing towards the front of the seat. Very straightforward installation. And now that we've got it lined up, make sure this looks squared and centered. They do have room for you to adjust this forward backwards on there. You'll see that in the way the slots are positioned. So you want to try and center that. Now don't go ridiculous on them. Just nice and tight. A good thing about this company, they do give you a 1-year unconditional warranty. So if you have any problems, if you were to strip those out, give them a call, email them, and they'll work with you to take care of that. So the first year, they cover everything, no questions asked. And next we jump to the leg rest. And we're going to install these two plastic brackets right here. And that'll allow the leg rest to go in. So let's start off by getting these installed. And then, once again, backing out the couple of bolts here. Start the brackets. And these do have oblong holes in here, if you guys can see that. That allow you to adjust it once you've installed it here. So we'll start by finger tightening these down, and then we'll snug them down once we get it closer to where we want it. And these bolts are smaller, so we'll use the smaller Allen wrench that came in the set. I have these just tight enough that I can make minor adjustments to it to make sure this fits in there. And now I'll come back and I'll snug these. Alright, so now that we have that there, let's start fitting it again. Make sure that slides in there. We'll be installing the rubber ring, and those act as stays to keep the footrest in place. A couple of these little rubber O-rings, and we'll go ahead and there's a groove here on each end, and we just slide those on there. And that gives it retention so it doesn't just pull out. And what they say to do now is to install the headrest and the lower back support. Pretty simple. These click open and click close. Pull it behind and snap it closed again. Very similar. You've got some adjustment straps back here so you can adjust the tension and the location. And you'll take these and you'll feed them through the headrest portion again. And you just snap them back together on the back side. Now make sure you don't have these twisted. There we go, got the backrest all together. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and put this back onto the bottom of the chair. First we have to pull the two bolts out on each side. This is probably the step that if you have a second set of hands around that can help you, it will save you some time and effort. We'll go ahead and get this figured out by ourselves though. And line up the hole. I'm going to leave that loose for now, and we'll get these bolts started. Alright, so those are in there loosely now. Get the chair lined up a little bit here. That's not totally snug yet. I want to come back over to this side. Alright guys, so now that we have these snug down, we go ahead and take these end caps, supplied bolts. I don't know if you guys can see that, but visually line it up. So got that in there. Again, get it nice and tight in there, but don't overdo it or you can strip it out. And then we repeat on this side. The bolts to pull the plastic cover in its place. And there you have it. You have the two cases on the side. Put the chair on the base. So here's our base. And this part's pretty straightforward. You have one base hole. Line it up. Push it down. Make sure it's securely in there. So now we have the last piece of the puzzle. Putting these armrests on. Feed the arm through. Start these by hand. Once you have it started, go ahead and take the Allen wrench. Run them in. Actually have bearings in them. There's bearings in here to allow these to slide forward and backwards as you lean the chair forward and back. Alright, just snugging those down just a little bit. Don't want to get overzealous. We have the two grommets here, guys. Go ahead and feed these grommets to cover the holes. That gives you a nice, neat finish so you don't have bolts exposed. And that looks really nice. So then we'll repeat the same thing over on this side. Get this arm on. Up in. I'm started. Just take the Allen wrench and snug them down. And we put the caps on here. And that's the chair, all complete. Tell you by putting it together, it feels pretty sturdy. All right, so I went and got my resident tester. Come on, Wyatt, sit down in the chair and check it out. Let us know what you think.
I can't touch the ground.
We can lower it to get it lower to the ground. Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Do you like the way it spins?
Yeah.
How about this feature? What if we do this? Lift your legs up. Is that comfortable?
Yes.
All right, so if I spin you around to the side for a second. All right, I want you to lean backwards, okay? How's that? You can lay out and watch.
This is just a rotating bed of some sort.
Kind of. All right, lean up. Let's get you up a little bit. You can slide this in so it doesn't have to be all the way out. Okay, one more surprise feature.
Yeah.
A little back massager. What do you think of that?
Vibrating at an unknown rate.
Well, I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Like it's massaging your back?
It just feels vibrating, that's all.
All right, thanks for our initial test, Wyatt. It's been a couple weeks now, and this is my little office cubby, and we've been using the Dowinx Gaming Chair for 2 weeks. You know, regular work days, 8 to 10 hours sitting in this chair, typing away at the computer, doing my thing, and wanted to get that time in so we can give you a good report on this gaming chair, office chair. Okay guys, so like I said, it's been 2 weeks with the Dowinx Gaming Chair here, and using it for full work days here at my little office cubby, and the experience has been good. For this value, this chair, this price range, and this quality, it's lived up to everything I've expected it to be. The head pillow here has held up. You see no signs of wear, nor should you in 2 weeks. The massaging chair, if you can tell, I don't know if the camera picks this up, but it's worn in a little bit from me sitting here, but that's to be expected, nothing out of the norm. And the seat cushion here, it's held up pretty well. You can see a little bit of wear marks, but nothing that would concern me at all. Exactly what you expect. The bolstering is still nice and stiff in here. And these patterns, I thought these patterns might dig into my legs, but I'm happy to report that they don't. They don't dig into your legs at all. I've actually spent some time sitting in this in shorts, and it didn't bother me at all. And the massaging, it's nice, but I find that I don't use it. If I'm being honest, I don't plug it in. I leave this kind of tucked into the side here, the USB that controls it, and I don't use that much. Now the arms, these are actually really comfortable, but I wish that I could put them up and down based off of how I'm sitting at my desk. But really, it doesn't matter much. You know, your hands are on the keyboard most of the time, so that hasn't been much of a concern. Now for the quality of the chair, everything's holding up well. Now I will say, it is a little bit of creaking when you're sitting in it. It's not bad. It doesn't sound like it's prematurely wearing or anything, but you do notice that little bit of creaking. Spinning it is still nice and smooth, nice and quiet. The creaking is, you know, probably because there's a 270-pound guy sitting in a chair and it's just groaning. But all in all, solid gaming chair. Dowinx did a really good job with this at the price point. And, you know, I can give this thing a thumbs up, and I would recommend it to you guys. I would have no problems with that. It's a solid pickup. Here's your lever to recline. Again, this chair fully reclines as you saw earlier, and it goes up and down. You have the bracket under here. And I do find that this slide out cushion, I'm not really using this much because of how I sit at it. But if you're sitting there at a TV gaming with a game controller in your hand, perhaps that would be more useful for something like that. Again, this is a gaming chair. That is the intent originally for it. So, you know, with COVID and all, more and more of us are adopting these things to use them for office chairs, you know, and so they're kind of out of their realm, but in their realm, I think it's great. It works well for me, and I would give this thumbs up. Thank you, Dowinx, for reaching out, giving me the opportunity to review this, and thank you, subscribers, followers, viewers. You guys are what make this worth it. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, Leave us a comment down below with your comments and questions. We do read through those. We like answering those. And if we should need some sort of follow-up for some reason, just reach out and let us know. Thanks, guys.